All right, guys. So we have a lot to be discussing in terms of Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin dominance. We're going to be talking about the shorter term time frames for Bitcoin, whether or not this is going to further continue to the upside. We're going to be talking about, again, the long-term aspects of things you should be watching in terms of tether dominance against Bitcoin, in terms of whether people are going to be taking profits at these stages. Are we getting close to finishing that particular last leg in terms of Bitcoin? What I'm specifically doing, what you should have been watching as in terms of the ordinal space that I indicated on so many occasions that this market more likely will come back if Bitcoin breaks these key levels that we've been kind of discussing in terms of our strategies. So if you enjoy this content, guys, if you enjoy me coming out discussing which crypto assets are going to do well, if you like the strategies that I'm actually showing you, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section what have you been getting into in terms of you maximizing your gains, 1000x your portfolio, guys. So let's go ahead and get started into the video, guys. We can see again Bitcoin dominance essentially breaking its head above 54 percentile, and we can see hovering back in this area, guys, around December of 2018 and August of 2018, even coming back to 2017 as well. This area has actually held as support for further continuation for Bitcoin to gain dominance against the market. So with that being said, guys, if we can actually peak above it, close above this key area, and then more likely come back, retest it as support, then in that scenario, it gives us a more of an opportunity for Bitcoin to test the dominance levels of 59 to 60% from here. And what does that actually mean? Okay, that means further continuation for Bitcoin for further upside. Now currently we're seeing again Bitcoin a little bit ranging in this area on the lower time frames around $41,000 to $42,000 before that particular breakout we just saw. Where does that actually put you on the 5-day time frame? Well, if you look at the 5-day time frame, guys, we are coming in at the 706 Fibonacci retracement level. And with that being said, guys, how far can this actually go? Okay, so what I'm thinking, okay, now I don't trade based off of my thought process in terms of emotions and things like that. The way I trade is based off statistics and probabilities, okay, and strategies. With that being said, guys, the 786 level is a very important level, and the reason being it's an important level is because it's putting Bitcoin roughly around the $50,000 to $51,000, which is basically getting very close to having Bitcoin as $1 trillion market capitalization. Now that in itself, so okay, Bitcoin getting to $50,000 is a key number of a psychological level. Okay, and when you look at the market cap of $1 trillion, that's also a key psychological level as well too. When you talk about having these assets reach $1 trillion, that is a key important level for Bitcoin. Now, with that being said, when can we actually see Bitcoin at $1 trillion? Well, roughly around 50 to 51,000 is when Bitcoin will actually reach $1 trillion market cap. Now, how did I particularly get this? Well, you just take the actual price number and then you times it by again the circulating supply, which will basically give you the $1 trillion market cap right there. So with that being said, which ones are to be the most beneficial in regards to, again, Bitcoin getting to these particular levels? Well, we've been talking about the space, right? We've been talking about ordinal space, reaching again, above the $1 billion market cap in terms of the, ORDI, VMPX, all these great, assets that have been basically coming out and being inscribed in terms of Bitcoin. So far, we've already seen, okay, ORDI essentially reach about 2,000%, okay, in less, or let's say less than 2 months time span, guys, okay? I was talking about ORDI, back down in these areas of around September, October, guys, okay, saying that this is going to come back, okay? These price levels are great price levels if Bitcoin actually continues to grind above $40,000 area. Now, with that being said, should you be taking profits in regards to this? Absolutely, guys. You've already gone up to 2,000%. Again, this is not financial advice, but 2000%, guys, is not too shabby overall. When you see the Nasdaq essentially coming down, right? You see the Nasdaq coming down to our key target levels of 15,600 to 15,470 to basically fill this particular gap. This area in itself, guys, is about a 4% to 3 to 4% move. And you're talking about, okay, ORDI going up 2,000% in terms of this. Guys, these are life-changing percentages, okay? You don't see this very, often in terms of, these cycles, right? You see them in every 3 to 4 year cycles. And when you are presented with the opportunity to actually take profit and weigh out your risk, you should be doing that at the end of the day. Now, I'm not saying that ORDI is gonna, stop going up from here. I'm just saying weigh out your risk, right? Always apply caution. Always remember that there will be opportunities that are gonna be presented to you in terms of the market. 2,000% is actually life-changing money, guys. Okay, it is life-changing monies, depending if you put in $1,000, if you put in, $2,000, it could basically change your life overall, where you could have some sort of capital to continue to invest in these smaller altcoins to diversify your portfolio, guys. Okay, so I always recommend that, to the newcomers that are coming into the crypto space. I've been in this crypto space for about 7 years now. Okay, and with that being said, being in the crypto space, the market will essentially humble you if you do not actually take profits and buy back in when the opportunity actually gets presented to you. But if we look at VMPX, guys, real quick here, we see VMPX essentially going up in less than a couple of days, more than 200 to 300%, right? So just roughly about 227%. So XEN, believe it or not, could be the beneficial factor to what's been happening with Bitcoin. Again, VMPX could be one of the beneficial factors going into this. But again, with the ordinal space reaching about a $1 billion market cap, and more likely blowing off of it, this space will continue to grow as long as Bitcoin continues to essentially break these key areas. Okay, and I think some of that capital will trickle down over time into a lot of these assets because, again, investors will always want to maximize their gains. So presenting you with the opportunity to get into these early on, you've been the most beneficial to them, right? We were talking about, again, these levels for quite some time, roughly around October, to September. And I'm going to post this on Twitter, guys, because I'm not here to brag about that. I'm here to say that, look, there's opportunities that are presented and you should take advantage of that. Again, so this is what I'm particularly seeing. Let's get back into Bitcoin real quick here and kind of discuss where this last leg up can stop overall. So we've seen in terms of the Tether dominance, so you have the Tether dominance market cap right here at the top, and then you have the Bitcoin price chart at the bottom, guys. So we can see that, historically, if we go back, right, on the 3-day time frame, when we start to actually get up below the 200-day moving average, okay, in terms of the Bitcoin dominance, that's when Bitcoin starts to actually put its actual last leg up in terms of this. So as you can see here, in terms of Bitcoin, it took roughly, from where, right here, from where we started trading below the 200-day moving average around the purple line here, that's when we started putting our last leg up in terms of that, roughly around 2021. We can see the same scenario actually occurring here. Started trading below the 200-day moving average on the 3-day. And that's when, again, Bitcoin started to put in, again, its stop in particular to this move, right? From here to here, okay, which took about roughly around 36 days in terms of that. So if we go back and look at these particular occasions, we are trading below the 200-day moving average in terms of Bitcoin. We are trailing below the 200-day moving average on terms of the USDT market cap. So this is kind of giving us an indication that, hey, there might be that next leg up, and that will be the final leg before, maybe a major correction that might come into the market. So this is something that you guys have to actually keep in mind and consider in terms of your portfolio, where we are overall in terms of the Bitcoin price. Some people are starting to wake up now, right? They're starting to actually wake up to the fact that Bitcoin has been in this area and been grinding up, coming to these levels for quite some time. But because you've been subscribed to this channel, guys, you do know the key level target areas that we've been watching and applying some strategies to basically understand where the market has actually been heading. So if you enjoyed this content, guys, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you are brand new here. Until next time, bros, as always, stay profitable.